Hi, everyone. It's Gerald here, and welcome to A Laugh and Learn. Today, on my birthday, I'm so excited to be live with Jennifer from MyHolisticSelf for a full human design reading. If you've ever wondered how your unique energetic blueprint works, how your design shows up in your decisions, your flow, your purpose, you're in the right place. So we're going to dive in. You're getting to watch my reading. If you want to get your own reading by Jennifer, feel free to follow the links below. Okay. And I was also looking at this as a laugh and learn readings for readers, human design, with Jennifer from My Holistic Self, hosted by Tarot Stash. Please like and subscribe because it's free and for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance, really. So,
I loved that. That just
Yep. I was excited for that. And so Angie Burks has joined us. Hello, Angie. Kaylee, Fogopogo, thank you for the birthday wishes. Deanne, Blue Crescent Tarot is here. Well, hey, thank you. I'm glad to have you here, and it was great seeing you this morning on Jill's channel. It's great to have you here. Thank you for agreeing to do this. If this is if you want to know what makes Gerald tick, you want to get inside this whole, I would say put your helmet on, your safety belts, all of that good stuff. I'm sure it's going to be crazy. Kaylee said, I was waiting for Gerald to turn into one of the Hindu gods with multiple arms with those cue cards. Oh,
have one up.
That's a good costume idea for another thing. Speaking of the cue cards, I know we have some of the best chatters here. If you would like to promote yourself as the best chatter, you can get this at the Tarot Stash merch store. There you go. Purchase responsibly and know your limits. Hi, Roman. Good to see you. Hershey, hello. Good to see you. And this is a when someone okay, Jennifer is doing this for me as a favor. I'm benefiting from it. I hope you all are going to benefit from it, because you're going to get additional insight than what you would normally get on your chart from her website, which is linked in the description. So there's that. And what do you want to say before we get started? I'm trying to keep focused instead of following the squirrels or the bluebirds.
Well, I think, if we're going to do the reading, so one of the things to mention, and I know we were talking about this beforehand, but a normal reading is about an hour and a half. So if you were to go on my website and book a reading, you'd see it was for an hour and a half. So we're going to fit in what we can, and we can kind of review some of the stuff that we would go over in a longer reading.
Yes.
The other part of this is I would often, if somebody is not familiar with human design at all, I would spend a little bit of time in the beginning explaining the chart, the body graph, what it all means, what it looks like, what each thing is. You guys have YouTube videos that you can go back and watch on our playlists.
You've got lots of YouTube videos to watch on this. So yes.
Absolutely. So you can go ahead and see all of that there. So we're going to just jump right in order to save time. There is one thing, though, that I want to say for all of you who are watching, especially today and for the rest of the week. I have a few new things on my website.
Ooh.
I have, and they're special and free as a happy birthday for Gerald and for whoever is watching and wants to go check them out. So as you would normally go onto my website, put your information in, and at the bottom you would see what is there, all of the health and the mini health, the mini relationship, the kind of mini report that you can get. That's all still there. But
is that under passenger consciousness?
It's under either one. So whether you go to Passenger Consciousness or MyHolisticSelf.com, either one
I'm going to share it.
Should bring you there.
Share screen. There we go. Okay. So scroll down. Keep scrolling.
So go all the way up to the top.
Start over, everybody.
All the way up at the top. Okay, so yeah, because of the screen the way it is, they're not at the top. So you want to do that drop-down menu.
This one right here.
There you go. Get free chart. Okay, and you're going to put your info in. Leave it at HD traditional. Put your info in, and you'll get to see the new free exciting charts that are there. They're actually talking charts.
What?
So you can listen to them. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, cool. You get to download the talking charts, and you can have them play so you can listen to them anytime you want to. So the one is 30 affirmations by type. So based on your type, you will get the download for your specific aura type.
Oh, okay. That's great. I'm going to remove that so you and I are there. So, okay.
And the other one is empowerment talk by type.
Wow. Okay. Yes.
Okay. So this is a happy birthday to Gerald and a special gift to everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, Kaylee's like, I did not know she was here. It's very generous. Thank you, Rooted Willow Readings.
All right. Shall we dive in?
Let's do this. I'm going to put this up. Oh, wait a minute. I should be doing that one and removing this one. So let me add that one. There we go.
There you go. So we don't have to keep the chart up the whole time, but
okay, you tell me when you don't want it anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're going to do, though, if I were doing a reading with you, we would have the chart up so that I can go ahead and point to different aspects of it as I'm talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
And again, like we would go through and explain what it all is. But to start off a reading, I'm going to give you an overview. So when I look at Gerald's chart, what I see in your design is someone who experiences life through a highly mental and perceptive lens. I say that because your definition is all up here,
yeah.
Right? And what this means is that this makes you a mental projector. So that means that your mind is both your strength and your teacher. So you're built to take in the world, process it deeply, and then offer that clarity when the time is right. What you're not designed for. You are not designed to use your energy the way that most people do. So you're here to direct energy, not generate it, because all of these motor centers are not defined, which means you don't have that consistent access to generating the energy.
Okay.
So when others, when you're around others, you can feel their energy clearly. And so what happens is, and I say clearly, when we're in alignment, we can feel their energy clearly.
Mm-hmm.
When we're not in alignment, we distort that energy a bit.
Yes. Which is a natural thing when one is not in alignment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But in alignment, that ability to feel that energy, what that does is that helps you know what's correct for you.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yes.
also means that your environment and the people in it deeply influence how clear or confused you feel.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So just take a moment, and I'll have questions throughout, and whether
Mm-hmm.
we want to deep dive into them or not just determines how much we get through in the
Of
reading.
course.
But with that, I would ask, does that sound kind of familiar to you, right? That sense of clarity shifting depending on who you're with or where you are or what is around you.
Absolutely. That has guided where I like to spend my free time. So yes, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So,
So let's start with type, because aura type is a good place for us to always start in a reading.
mhm,
It's the kind of the biggest umbrella around who
yes.
we are. And so as a mental projector, your aura is focused and penetrating, right? We know that that's projector energy, which means that it sees deeply into others. So if you remember, and I don't have them out, but the image of the projector aura is that it points forward and it goes right into the G center of the other. And so
Mm-hmm.
what that means is that you have an ability to read people quickly, to sense their motives, to
Yep.
understand how systems or ideas fit together, and to
Yep.
see how they kind of fit into them.
That makes perfect sense. For those of you who've watched my shows where we've been having conversations when I've done readings, suddenly I have this, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. What's really interesting though, and this will be something to take into consideration, is that this awareness isn't meant to be constantly on, if you will. Because projector energy is meant to wait for the invitation.
Mhm.
If a
Yeah.
projector energy is out of alignment, it can feel very intrusive. That ability to see into the other when they don't want you to see it can be off putting.
Absolutely. I have had that experience when I was in my own personal therapy, my own growth. I was getting a lot of perception. I was telling everybody what I was seeing, even when it was uninvited, and that does cause some problems for me. That caused some challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's such a beautiful thing to have that awareness, right? And it's fantastic that you're able to come to that awareness through your own process, right? And
Mhm.
the reality is that projectors are about 20% of the world, but not all projectors are very aware of that or of this strategy to wait for recognition and the invitation. And so that clarity and alignment that comes when we wait and then share our insight is very different than if we're just pushing that on someone.
Which is probably why when I have the opportunity to do private readings, I really love them. That is an open invitation. It's an invitation to share what I am perceiving, the
Mhm.
beauty and the gift of that. And there's a real exchange about that. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful. And I imagine too, because as a projector, when we get that recognition and invitation, again, the we talked about this before, but the signposts, bitterness versus satisfaction, that there's a
Oh, yeah.
great satisfaction when that invitation is there. You get to share that insight, and then the wisdom just lands beautifully.
Mhm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. More people have come in. Thank you, Hypnicity, Barbara, Beth. Thank you for the message, Beth. I did get that. Hershey did say, I just downloaded it. Wowza. So there you go. Pamela has joined us. Tea Garden
So
Chicken. So this is delightful. Okay.
awesome. Yeah. So again, talking about this the strategy for the projector, when we don't wait for the recognition and invitation, this is where we might try to push that advice or make ourselves seen or try to prove value, right? This is where the energy backfires. And what happens is, as a projector, you may feel invisible or unheard or just drained. So these are really good signs that if you're feeling those things, it's not necessarily that there's something wrong per se. It just means that you're not using your energy as effectively as you could be using it. That's the signpost, right? Just to help you be able to notice that and shift it.
I love that idea of signposts. That goes back to becoming the observer, noticing when we're not feeling quite there. By the way, everybody, if you haven't figured it out, this is a whole plot to help you see all of the stuff we've been talking about. It weaves together if you allow it and if you're willing to look at it. Jennifer is a great supporter in that. Thank you, Jennifer. And more people have come in. This is wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. And Angie's actually here. Hershey's going, it says I'm a manager. And Hershey, is this a surprise? Really? Maureen has joined us. So, all right. And I appreciate everybody being here. Jennifer has made some extra stuff available for the week. When you go to the charts, link is in the description. So take advantage of her generosity. So, well, hi, one bright feather, Lori. And Hershey's going, kinda. Kinda. Okay.
Amazing.
Thank you, Terry. Yeah, thank you, Joyful.
It's so funny, and I know we've said this so many times on here, but human design gives us permission to be who we already knew we were. Right?
It also beautifully gives us the ability to have new words to understand who we are. A lot of times when I'm struggling with something, I just don't have the words to describe it. So new words are really amazing.
Yeah. If you want to, Gerald, you can take it down for now, just because we're going to talk a bit about authority and all of that, and we don't need the chart for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let's move into authority. So as a mental authority, human design often says you have no inner authority. And what that really means is that clarity comes from your environment and from the conversations you have with trusted people. So you're not meant to make big decisions alone or impulsively. Right? So your truth reveals itself through a sounding board. So we had talked about this before with the mental authority, about how we have to talk things out in the right space with the right people. And it's not about what these people say or do. It's about their ability to hold that space for you. And when you hear yourself speak, the resonance or dissonance in your body is going to tell you what's right or not.
That is very, very true. Sometimes I just need people to, I say this to Jeffrey. And I know our relationship. Jeffrey's my husband, for those of you who don't know. I ask him if he has time to just listen to me. Sometimes he's just new up or anything like that. And when he says yes, I know I can just go, I can say it out loud. It's safe. He will reflect back what I have said to help me understand what I've said, because we've talked about this too, of, oh, that came out wrong. That's not what I mean. How do I say that? So it's beautiful. And I do have to say, and this is probably my type, I like holding space for people to do that too. It makes me feel really good to watch people understand and deepen their understanding of their world.
Yeah. And as we get a little bit further in, you're going to see exactly how that shows up in your design. But I think that's such a beautiful thing for Jeffrey to hold that space for you and to be able to be that sounding board. It's such an important thing for you to have in your experience, because for you, the place that you're in, which includes the people, the environment, is your power, right?
Yes.
So when you're in the correct environment, your body's going to relax. You're going to be able to think clearer.
Absolutely.
Right? Where the wrong environment is going to bring you brain fog. You're going to feel that tension. You might just start over analyzing things. These are all, again, those signposts to notice if something is correct for you or not.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's very, very smart.
Yeah. So some of the simplest, but pretty profound when you look at it, practices is like, notice how you feel when you walk into a space.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Does your body exhale or does it tighten?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Your decisions are always going to be wiser when you're in a place that feels open rather than that draining or pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And
That makes a lot
so,
of sense.
yeah. And I mean, you're as you're going through it, like I'm sure things are even coming up for you, places, right? Oh, I remember this experience when this felt really tight, or I remember this place when it, right? So just
Mm-hmm.
noticing those and noticing how you responded. Did you make yourself go anyway? Did you allow yourself to go, nope, that's okay. This isn't for me. What happened when you pushed when it didn't feel right versus what happened when you honored it? These are all really great things to contemplate and notice, because they're going to help you as you move forward to catch it sooner and sooner.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. There are moments. That's one of the reasons I like to get to a place early,
Mm-hmm.
so the energy builds up around me. I can also go in and surprise, do a little bit of magic, cleanse the space, move the energy through. So, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, we have a few people who have come in. Lori has said that quilt behind you, Gerald. I do want to. I'm going to show it. This was made by a friend, Nancy, who was a coworker. She made this for me. It's hung on a bunch of office spaces. This is done by a woman who did not like color. She pushed herself for this. There is not a pattern for it, so she made that just for me. Her birthday was the 30th of October, so I have it up there as an honoring for her. It makes me ridiculously happy.
It's
so
beautiful.
So
yeah. And there's been quite a few comments I've noticed going through.
It's so beautiful. So Angie said, I just felt like that walking into the common room. I just got super tight and walks through it. And
Mm-hmm.
Lori said, a long time ago, I lived in a beautiful home, but whenever I walked in, I felt myself shrink.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great sign to notice, what is going on there and what is your body telling you.
What's also, I think, really important with that, it gives you the ability to prepare. Something
Mm-hmm.
we've always talked about, Jennifer, is when you know something's going to be a bit challenging, you
Mm-hmm.
can prepare for it. You can talk to yourself. You can use affirmations,
Yeah.
something along those lines. Things, you can ground extra. Medium Betsy Palmer and I and several others have done a lot of shows about grounding, psychic hygiene.
Yes.
These are things. Energy follows intent.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to an event and you're going to have a good time, you're going to have more enjoyable time than if you were just all of a sudden, it's like, whoa, it's like, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm very excited. Tell me I'm talking too much. I will talk a little bit more and then I will stop. And there are a lot of November birthdays out there, I see.
Yeah, there are. There are. My eldest is in a couple days too.
Ah, My
So
goodness. So may I ask how old your eldest is?
going to be 18.
Did you
I
start
know.
having children like really, really young, Jennifer?
No. But thanks.
You do not look old enough to have an 18-year-old. So, and
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Profile. Profiles.
Do I
Next.
see is Tamitha here? I get the okay. Anyhow, it's good to see you. Anyhow, thank you, everybody. Okay, so you're all observing me getting a birthday reading, Human Design. Links to Jennifer's website are below. You can get your own body graph. She's made available some extra oomph stuff for the week.
Yes,
In honor of my birthday, I'm going to say it like that.
absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Tamitha. Okay.
Yeah, you just have to go ahead and put your information in and you'll get to see all the free stuff that's there.
Yes.
Okay, 4-6. The 4-6 profile is the opportunist role model. And what that tells me is something that everybody here is going to go, what? You're a people person with depth.
No, really?
I would have never guessed.
I am definitely a people person. I like that I like that idea of with depth.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So the fourth line gives you this relational gift, this connection and warmth and influence through your network. So you build genuine relationships that become the doorway to opportunities, right? And this brings wisdom and allows for you to have an impact, which, you know, everybody here is going to go, of course.
Well, and it is interesting. I agree with you. The building the relationships, we've talked about this. You and I are similar. Relationships are important.
Mm-hmm.
I oftentimes I don't know some of the opportunities or the influence that I've had. Yeah. Because it's just it is what it is. I just know when I'm lined up, it feels good, so I want to do more of it.
Yes. Well, and remember, our profile line is how we live our purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's how we are able to move through the world. And so relationship is important for everybody. But when you have a line 4, it really is where your opportunities come from. That's why it's called the opportunist. The line 4, the most aligned things are going to come to you as a line 4 through your network. Right? Where other people might get that in different ways, the 4, it really is all about the network.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then the 6th line adds something really special because it brings wisdom through lived experience. And so, as we talked about when we did our profiles, the 6th line moves through 3 distinct phases in life. So, up until age 30 is that experimental phase where you're learning through trial and error, often intense experiences. 30 to 50 is like the stepping back, observing. This is where Ra talks about being on the roof, right? It's that time of observing and beginning to integrate all of the lessons. And then from 50 on is embodiment, right? So this is where that integration really takes hold and you're able to, and again, when in alignment, able to start living as that role model, leading by presence, not by effort, right? And that's that shift, that ability to be in presence.
Yeah. Because I am in that third phase now, according to the numbers. So, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So just noticing that too. And noticing, you know, if you were to reflect back through your experience, like, do you remember having those kind of shifts, right? Where maybe there was a little bit more experimentation, there was a bit more observation, and where maybe there was more effort. Now, do you feel like you are able to step into that presence place a bit more?
Yes. I also think that is believe I understand natural tendencies. When I have the alignment, I lean into it instead of going, is this me? Is this who I am? Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, and really allowing your guidance, because again, I'm sure everybody watching, would agree with me on this, but your guidance, you can feel the passion, you can feel where it's coming from when you're sharing. And because your guidance is coming through you being yourself, not by trying to prove anything, it really is that role model energy.
I hadn't thought of it that way. Thank you. This is me also trying to hear what you say and accept the compliment and just allow it to wash over me. So that feels nice. Feels a little awkward because I still occasionally go, really, all I did was to point out what you already knew. It's okay, though.
Yeah. But do you notice how people respond more naturally to you when you're being you?
I think so. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm bookmarking that so I can go back and look at it. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we want to take a look at the centers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And again, more people are coming in and leaving comments. Thank you. Diane has put in your channel link, so it's delightful. And thank you. I do appreciate that. So this is great. And yes, I'm a 2-4, so I don't think people will show up because 4 is unconscious, but they will. Mary Black. So.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody sip. I don't know what this is like for you. It's very intense and a very affirming space. So if you decide to treat yourself and have Jennifer do something for you, you're going to get all sorts of support.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, shall we dive into centers?
Let's do centers.
Okay. So if you want to put your chart back up for a moment, I'll just show what the centers are that we're going to talk about. So we're going to go through all of them. So you have 3 centers that are defined, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the head, the ajna, and the throat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is
the top 3.
The top 3. You got it. Okay. I think you guys can see the mouse there, right?
Barely, but that's okay.
Okay. Up and down. Okay. And so what this does is it gives you a fixed mental frequency and a consistent voice, which again, anybody who knows you and watches knows that that is a part of how you show up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then all of the other centers that we're going to talk about, as you can see down here, are undefined or open. Open just means that there's no gates activated in it. Mm-hmm. But we're going to look at it from the perspective of undefined and defined. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so you can stop sharing. I just wanted everybody to see where we're talking.
Yes.
Okay, so that fixed mental frequency and consistent voice means that there's a steady way of thinking and processing and expressing ideas. And that configuration makes you both a synthesizer and a communicator of insight.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
so your head center is defined with the 64 and 61, which I'm just going to put the numbers out there, guys. They're just the gates. And at a later point in the reading, we would dive into what each of the gates are, but we're not going to get there today. Just with time. Okay. And your head center holds the energy of inspiration and unanswered questions. So what this means is that you probably experience a constant drive to make sense of the mysteries of life. Right? So you're tuned into the big questions. Why are we here? What's behind this pattern? What's the deeper truth? Always exploring those possibilities and looking for that insight.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The beautiful thing about this is when you use it in alignment, you move from it being a pressure to answer all the questions to creative fuel.
Say that last bit again for me.
Okay. You move
when it's
from,
aligned.
when it's aligned, you move from it being a pressure to answer all the questions to being creative fuel.
Thank you. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Holy mackerel. I was talking to Deborah Zachow, Grow Your Light with Deborah Zachow. And in my mind, if I have an idea and I write it down, that means I have to do it. When I'm doing that, I'm not in alignment. It's not the creative energy. Okay, thanks. Boom, boom. For those of you who are watching, you get that. And it's like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. It's like, woo. Okay.
Awesome. Awesome. And those are the insights too, right? Those moments of, oh, that's the shift. That's what's happening. I get that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep.
The next center down is your ajna, which is also defined, right? And this is where we process those inspirations into understanding, right? So these inspirations come in, and if we're caught up in answering all of the questions, we get stuck in that energy, right? Whereas if we turn it into that creative fuel, that inspiration comes down and it becomes understanding, right? So the ajna is the pattern maker. In light of the quilt, it is the meaning weaver, right? It's about turning the scattered inspirations, all those ideas that you think, oh, I have to act on this, into clear insight. Which ones do I actually want to act on? Which ones really feel aligned? So this combination gives you the natural gift for seeing the connections and then finding the language for those complex ideas. So it's this capacity to have that mental breakthrough, maybe arriving at sudden realizations, right? And sometimes feeling a little bit, they say, ahead of your time, in the sense that you can glean that insight and go, oh, and then see kind of everybody else start to kind of put the pieces together.
Yes. I'm thinking about the quilt that I'm working on for my great nephew. I approached it a way that I don't approach things. I got to a certain point and stalled. I then took it apart, tried to put it together instead of working in the way I know, that is, that I have clear and insight and allow things to grow from there instead of trying to force individual things.
Beautiful.
Hi, Jonathan. Hi, Linda.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Mary.
And then the defined throat, right? So these realizations aren't meant to stay in your head. They're meant to be spoken. They're meant to be shared. They're meant to be articulated and acted on. Right? So Betsy's asking me to let her out. When you wait for the recognition and the right timing, your words actually have the ability to shift a room.
Ooh, I like that.
But it's about that alignment, right? It's about waiting for that invitation so that, as we said early on, those insights can actually settle in and land the way that they're meant to. Right?
Yep. Yes.
So what happens is your voice actually is able to carry a mental frequency that others can feel brings clarity. And it has some authority to it. One of the things with the ajna, and we talked about this, is the defined ajna is certain. Doesn't mean it's right, but it's certain. And so when we're in that place of honoring our strategy and authority and trusting in the wisdom of that, then the mental frequency and the clarity of what comes through holds more truth than if we're just caught up in the answering of the questions.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. And so this is where I'm going with that. because this is really important, is this definition gives you a mental and expressive consistency, but it's not meant to be the boss.
Okay.
Okay. So while the mind is sharp and it can be a very reliable messenger, let's put it that way, right? It's reliable in the sense that it's going to be giving you those messages. It's not meant to be the decision maker.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is where that mental projector authority comes in, that it's clarity through the dialogue, through the reflection, and then the recognition that comes from that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I know we talked about this, earlier, about that clarity that comes like when you go, okay, I need my sounding board now.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. All of the open centers are where you sample the energy.
All of the stuff down here for me.
Yes.
Yes.
And so they're meant to sample the energy, not to hold it. And so again, that alignment versus the misalignment comes in when we hold all of that energy where we're meant to allow it to be fluid and flow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that openness, and anybody who has that openness in their chart in those specific centers, what ends up happening is we experience from the other. So if we look at each one of them, it's others' emotions, others' motivation and willpower, others' desires, others' fears. All of that is coming through your openness. This is how you gain empathy and perspective, but it's also where conditioning happens.
Yes.
Okay. So when you're alone, you're actually most yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So noticing that, right? Where does my clarity come from? When am I calm and reflective? When you're with others, can you feel their waves? Can you sense their drives? Like, do you feel that definition moving through you? Right. And being able to then notice, and I know we talk about this so often with anybody, who's highly sensitive or empathic or any of that, is the moving through you, not sticking to you.
Absolutely. I had a great conversation with somebody recently who said, we're looking at all of that residual stuff as dust.
Mm-hmm.
Dust is sticky.
Yeah.
It will glob onto anything. It is important that we have our own rituals, our own practices to keep ourselves aware, centered in what we know, understanding what is mine and what is the others.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, great.
Yeah. And with that, what's mine and the others, recognizing the openness being a gift, right? That sensitivity is a gift. Being able to sense how others are feeling or thinking before they even say anything. But again, projector energy, we don't always share until we're invited. Yes. But also remembering you're not here to fix or hold their energy. Only witness it and reflect it.
I like that. Only there to witness and reflect it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So just noticing when, people leave you feeling charged or heavy after being with them versus when you feel clear and inspired. Being able to just kind of notice that and how that energy moves through you. And if they do leave you either that charged or heavy feeling, what tools do you have in your tool belt to help you release all of that and bring that down?
Yes. I love it. Okay, Jonathan's going to look at his chart on the replay. Marina is here.
Hello,
Sutami has arrived. It's lovely to see so many people. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And again, follow the links below. Jennifer has made something special available just for this week in honor of my birthday. So get it while you can.
Absolutely. We can touch on it again at the end, and I'll tell everybody
Yes.
if you missed it at the beginning. So I'm weighing time and what we've got. So what we would do is deep dive into each of the centers a little bit more, and talk about what it means for you. We might even look at it in light of, say, either business or relationships or health, depending on what it is that's important to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So example, if we were to look at the head alone, we might look at in business how it gives visionary strength. So how to use that in a way that allows others to understand concepts, that ability to guide relationships. We might look at that in a way, in a sense of how your defined head means that you naturally stimulate others mentally. So when you think about relationships, right, you're able to spark those deep conversations, love exploring meaning together. So making sure that those connections feel aligned. Because if you don't have that in those more connected relationships, you might feel frustrated or feel like, someone can't go there with you intellectually, right? So just noticing that need and making sure that that connection is there. And it sounds like it is for you.
In this, I just got a little burst of enlightenment as I am working on YouTube channel, making a website, offering classes. This insight you are providing could help me understand how to maximize my strengths.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And by the way, everybody, hold on to your hat. Linda said I'm a 5'1". That's why Gerald and I don't connect at all in any way. That's right. We don't connect at all in any way. That's why we never do any shows together at all. At all. And Lori, you can learn what tools you need through this chart. There are links below on where to find this. I will tell you, it's a lot of information. Take it in small doses. Consider, purchase responsibly. Consider having some time scheduled with Jennifer, because she and I've done this. We sort of know, I sort of know what's going on. And then she's very good. And I'm going to keep praising your general direction.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. She is very good at matching where someone is when something comes up that might be difficult to hear. No, it's just difficult to hear. It doesn't mean it's good nor bad. It's just difficult to hear. You are able to hold space and reflect back so people can take it in a little bit. So,
thank you.
Is that a fair assessment?
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
That's my goal, is to be able to hold that space and to meet people where they are, right? We're talking about that projector energy. I too have that projector energy. And so really being able to kind of take a step back and go, what's going on for you right there?
Yes.
Do we need to stop for a moment? And
yeah, and that's the thing I find really beautiful in a personal reading with someone. Suddenly it's like, okay, something's happening. I don't know what it is. Do you know what it is? This is just me. This is what Gerald does. I recognize, I'm going, what's going on? And make it okay for somebody to say, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Okay. We don't have to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I know it's like, okay, where do you go from here?
Well, and I, sticking with the head part, the head center, right? If we were looking at it from the body perspective, if you're experiencing, say, tension headaches, eye strain, any tightness, right? These could be signs of that mental overload. So what we would look at, and again, always take care of the medical side of things.
Yes.
I'm not negating that.
Yes.
But then, looking at that and going, okay, meditation, rest, a walk outside can help release that pressure. So, looking at it and going, okay, here are some signs in the body, and here are some things that we can do, and developing your own tool belt.
Exactly.
Right? To be able to handle each of them. And so you get to learn each center and what might be showing up for you that is expressing a misalignment.
Yes.
Also, I wanted to go for a minute. You had shown Jonathan's message, and I just wanted to say thank you to Jonathan.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Beautiful.
And so, and so we go through, right, and recognize, like, okay, how do you move? What shifts you if you're in that place of inspired that makes you mentally tired, or vice versa, and bring it back and forth. Yeah. Right. And so we would go through each one of the sessions or the centers with that information, and diving into it. And again, the focus can be wherever, you want specifically. And then recognizing kind of how those things show up in the body. Like, for example, the G center. The G center is open. The G center is for love, identity, and direction. Because that is open, a lot of times people go, well, does that mean I have no sense of self? No. Not at all. But the shadow aspect of that, the not self theme of that, might be constantly looking for, who am I, right? That trying to anchor in an identity through, say, a role or a relationship or a career title. So just noticing, right? Does that come up for you? Is that something that you're experiencing? Are you trying to define yourself specifically based on these external things? Or are you holding space for the ability to shift and flow?
Correct. Yeah. That's, I think it's an important thing. This is a depth of understanding and layers to understanding how one is in the world, and minor changes, lots of small adjustments can lead to significant opportunities. So I think that's great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then once we go through the centers, the next thing that we would really, begin to look at is the circuitry. And so the circuitry has to do with channels and pathways of expression. So if you want to pull that chart up again, and I can just show you guys what we're talking about. So Gerald has 2 channels, and channels just means that we're connecting 2 centers. So it means that the gate on both sides of the line are defined. So you've got the 6447 and the 4323.
So it's the top 2 and the second and the third one from the top.
So that's what makes the throat, the ajna, and the head defined, right? If you didn't have the 4323, then you would just have the head and the ajna. And the same if you didn't have the 6447 or one of those gates, then you would just have the ajna and throat. Okay. So that's what makes a center defined, is to have those 2 gates on either end. Correct. So when we're looking, we can get rid of the chart now, if you want to. So again, I'm looking at time. I know we're close to it.
You're fine.
But
I know you've got a show at 5:00 Eastern today, Twillo Lifestyle Community. So.
Yes, we have Twillo Talk at 5 Eastern, and I have something before that at 3:30. But I can go as close to that as we go.
You do what you're comfortable with.
I also have doggos who keep asking to come in and out.
Well, let them in and out. Doggos are always welcome. Thank you, Sue Toffee.
Out you go, big guy. They like it better when I leave the door open, but then there's all kinds of other sounds going on today. So it's all good. Okay, so channels and circuitry. This is about the pathways of our expression. What that means is that our channels, they're highways that let the energy flow and express itself.
Uh-huh.
And so when we group the different channels together, we see circuitry. So we haven't really dove into this in our talks yet.
Not yet.
Maybe this is an upcoming one.
It is.
I pulled this book out just because it gives a couple ideas of the circuitry. So there's more than just these, but you can see where it's black on this side and pink on that side. And you'll notice, like, let's say the pink one here, it jumps over to here, and then it goes all the way up, and then it jumps back over, and then the same with the black.
Mm-hmm.
So those both are collective circuits, but we have 3 types of circuits. We have collective, individual, and tribal, and each one has a different type of energy to it. And that shows how we share our gifts with the world.
Oh, interesting. Because this is a new one for me, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm liking this. Okay.
So you have 2 channels forming your definition. The first one is the 4323. That was the one between the ajna and the throat. Mm-hmm. That one is called genius to freak.
Yes.
I thought you'd like that.
Genius to freak.
This is about bringing sudden insight and unique perspective. That's why it's called that, right? So when you're recognized and invited to bring a unique perspective, your words actually can sound brilliant and transformative. That's how they can be perceived, because that energy is there, right? To bring that forward, and to bring that forward in such a beautifully unique way. So when you force it or rush, people may not understand, right? And so you can feel dismissed, like, but well, that doesn't fit at all.
Well, that doesn't fit Gerald at all.
Right?
That is so true, Gerald. Yes. Genius to freak. That needs to be a t-shirt. I'm writing that down. Please go on.
There you go. Right. So just noticing the difference again between when that wisdom and insight is invited versus when it's not, and the impact that it can hold when you are invited to share it. And so again, let's say we were going to look at this from a business perspective, right? This is your innovation channel. So it sees new solutions before others do. And so we would look at that and go, okay, do you notice, like, when do your best ideas arrive? Like, how do you need, what space is needed before you can explain them clearly? Just noticing kind of how that shows up for you so that you can fine tune that in order to really bring that full genius to freak energy forward.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other channel is your 6447. So that was from the head to the ajna. And that is the channel of abstraction. So it's abstract thoughts, abstract thinking, right? So what it does is it works through reflection and meaning making. Right? Your process of how you process experiences until the insight crystallizes. Right. So it's that balance between the two, right? We talked about how the head brings in the insight, and then the ajna figures out how to formulate what's next. So recognizing that this isn't linear, but clarity comes after the experience, not necessarily before. Right. So just noticing how that shows up. So, again, if we're looking at it from that business piece, you guys are going to be like, what? The storyteller strategist.
Yes.
Right? You learn, you distill, and then you teach. Right? You're able to really bring that energy through. And so when you look back on, say, a project, how often do the real insights come, like, only once it's, like, over? Right? I'm going through it, I'm doing it. And then as I get to the other side, go, oh, wow. Okay. That was powerful because.
Yes. Very true. Yes.
Right.
Boom.
And so together, the channels create a bridge between that intuitive insight and that reflective wisdom. right? So it brings breakthrough. One of them brings that breakthrough and the other one integrates it.
I like that. That's a good pairing. So
yeah. And so then when we look at that through the circuitry, right? Circuitry in human design is like our emotional and energetic DNA for the chart. Okay. So it tells us why we do what we do, what motivates us to share, to lead, to connect, all those things. And because one is a collective circuit and the other is individual, there's going to be this ebb and flow between the two. Okay. So you've got the collective abstract circuit. The abstract circuit is the sensing one. So one is logical and the other is abstract. So if it were the logical one, it would be patterns, proof, progress. Patterns, proof, progress. But with the abstract one, it's experience, reflection, meaning. Experience, reflection, meaning. Right? And so the purpose of this is to live life, reflect it, and then share the story so that others can learn. Right? And we see that very much aligned in what you do.
Yes.
Right? And this circuit, as we go through it, is very reflective. It's very emotional. It's experiential. It's imaginative. And so we notice when that shows up, like how those things are flowing through you. This is where that storyteller, counselor, even like historians and teachers and things like that can come through, because there's that connection with the storytelling, but then also that empathy and emotion piece.
Yes. Yep.
So the shadow. Okay. The shadow of this can show up as regret, over attachment to the past, and difficulty letting go of experiences. Right? Yes. So when we notice that those things are coming up, the beautiful thing with human design is the ability to take a step back and go, oh, those things are part of my programming. They're just the shadow aspect of it. Now I can do my shadow work and I can move through that into my wisdom, as opposed to beating ourselves up because we have those experiences.
I like that. That's very empowering, and it shifts the framework around it.
Absolutely. And then as we do that, we can move into the wisdom of it, right? Because one of the beautiful things when we're doing shadow work that, we don't always look at is our shadow is our genius. If we can get to a place where we truly understand it and we work through it and we come to allow it to be a part of us, it holds deep wisdom. And so the shadow of this holds deep understanding, that meaning ripens over time. Nothing's wasted. So there doesn't have to be regret. Because each experience allows for a new opening and a new understanding.
Yes.
Right? So just notice each time you're moving through this cycle of experience, reflection, then sharing, and noticing where clarity comes, right? As you've gotten through the moment, and how that creative and emotional way of being is deeply human. And then giving yourself permission to have that experience.
Yes. So true. Very, very true. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's great. Yeah, I like that. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
By the way, in case Linda didn't see it, and Linda is always right. We all know this, so Lori is confirming that.
There you go.
Yes. So
yeah. If we have time, I'll do your other one, the individual knowing circuit.
Yeah, let's do it. And then we'll finish up there. So
and
everybody
we'll finish there. Yeah, just I wanted to make sure we touched on this because it's not something we've talked about yet. And it's such an important, our circuitry is so important to how we show up in the world. And so the individual knowing circuit, this is the theme of personal mutation through insight. And so the energy here often moves unpredictably. It's creative, it's nonlinear, and it can be misunderstood until the timing is right. And so when we have this in our chart, the role that this circuitry has, we see it differently, right? What happens is you bring something new into form through language or vision or whatever it is, but it's not necessarily something that was like planned.
Yes.
Right?
It's a spontaneous, oh, would you look at that?
Yeah. Yeah. And allowing it to be that, right? Allowing it to be, again, genius to freak, right? That ability to also look at it and go, oh, this feels a little, if we're on the shadow side of it, this feels a little alien. I might be frustrated because others don't get it. Doubting my own brilliance because people don't understand what I'm doing or what I'm saying or what's coming forward. And so again, that shadow work and that ability to notice, okay, like I'm holding this judgment or I'm feeling this kind of way. And so the wisdom of it is to trust that timing and recognition.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The world, I love this. The world catches up when you stay authentic rather than diluting your insight to fit the norm.
Say that again, please.
The world catches up when you stay authentic rather than allowing your insight to fit the norm.
That's good. That's very good.
Right? So just noticing again those times where you might go, oh, blah, 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 and then somebody kind of looks at you funny or doesn't quite get it. It's not on you to try to dilute it or change
Correct.
it or make it more palpable.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that you continue to be you until everybody else kind of catches up.
I like that. That's great. Wow. Woo.
So there you have it, a little bit of insight into Gerald.
Yes. And it's been great insight. Trust me, I'm going to be listening to the playback a couple of times. I'm going to be getting the transcript so I can capture a lot of those things because we have not talked about the circuitry.
No, we have not.
She is taunting me, everybody, and I like it. Annie Bear is swooshing through for birthday wishes. Thank you very much. Wow. So tell everybody again where they can. What's the special offer that you have?
Absolutely. So for Gerald's birthday, I have two new freebies on my websites. So you can go either through passengerconsciousness.ca or you can go through MyHolisticSelf Counseling. And either one of those websites, if you go to get your chart, so the Passenger Consciousness, it's right in the regular menu. To get your free chart, the My Holistic Self, it's under Alternative Services, HumanDesign, and you can get your chart there. And the two new freebies that are up are audio that you can download. The first one is 30 affirmations by type. So once you've run your chart, it will know what type or a type you are. And then when you hit the download button, you will download the 30 specific to your design. And the same with the second one, which is Empowerment Talk by type. And so they're both there as the means of encouragement and stepping into your energy and to, thank you. And to really just, allow for yourself to honor, what your energy needs.
That's incredible. I like those. What inspired you to offer? I mean, to make those available just in general, because that's like freaking cool.
Yeah, they're things that I can make available. Audio charts have been like added to the platform that I use to create everything. And so this was something that is there, that we could get to sell, as part of the charts. And so I'm giving them away as
Uh,
a birthday gift.
oh,
For
and Marina just purchased the Starseed one. Can't wait to see what that has to say.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, so
I
the
want to know.
starseed chart, for those of you who are interested, came about after the Lyran legacy came through. And this chart is, I want to say, 140 some pages, because the second half of it is its own book, or maybe the second half is 140 pages. I don't remember. It's a lot of information. It took me a long time to put together. But basically, what it does is the first section of the chart goes through astrologically, and your sun, ascendant, and I want to say moon all have starseed affiliations. So you can look at what they mean specifically. And then it goes through the rest of the chart astrologically. And then the next section is frequency. Now, frequency is based in the gene keys, which we haven't gotten into yet. But the gene keys, specifically the first four on the chart, so your sun and your earth for personality and design, make up in the gene keys what we call your life path or your purpose. So it's like life path or life's work, evolution, radiance, and purpose. And so it gives you what they all are based on the shadow, the gift, and the siddhi of those particular gene keys. But it also talks about the star seeds connected with them. So the star seed energy that is there, maybe if there's some, this past life within those, there's some healing maybe that needs to be done around that. That's all in that section, which is the second part for frequency. And then the third part of the Starseed Guide has all the markers. So you can actually sit with your astrology chart if you want to go in and do, like, I think it's Astrodianist, which is just, I think, astro.com. And you can pull up your whole chart and go through all of the different connections. So yeah, it's got a lot of info in it.
I love that. I love that. Wow, this has been incredible. Thank you very much. I am a guest on Twillo Talk Live next Monday. So you'll be able to see me there. I will be able to, I'll be posting that on my community tab. Yeah. Marina's like, oh, Fogo Pogo, I think I'm in for a treat. I know you were in for a treat. Marina is hosting me on Wednesday for Sweet or Sour readings.
Ooh.
So it will be a lot of fun. And Marina will be joining me tonight for caffeinated and unfiltered readings, messages for November. So
very cool. Yay.
Yeah. So I want to give everybody a thank you. I know, Jennifer, you've got to go. So thanks for joining us live. Jennifer, thank you for the deep dive, and thank you for all of your curiosity and questions. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and to hit the bell, and leave a comment about what part of your design you're most curious about. And until next time, keep designing by your truth. And, happy birthday to me. And thanks everybody for celebrating with me. Take care. Bye.